Turns out trying to run over an armed ICE agent using a weaponized SUV isn't a great idea. I guess when faced with a £4,000 rolling death machine driven by someone who hates him, the ICE agent should have just, stood there and took his chances. Slow-mo clearly shows she drove towards him. Now watch it sped up. She clearly hit the ICE agent and started to drag him before the shot was fired. Bullet hole is in the front window, not the side window, as leftists are falsely claiming. Now from both angles, ICE agent clearly in front of the vehicle. And at the moment she floors it, the wheels are clearly facing the officer. At the 4 to 5 second mark, the car is in drive and the woman steps on the gas while the wheels are turned to the left. Because the ground is frozen, the tyres have no traction and spin in place. Had there been no ice, the car very likely would have head-on struck the officer standing in front of the vehicle. You can see the tyres lose traction right as she begins to accelerate. She would have smashed right into him. Again, watch the front left tyre very carefully. Absent the slippery road surface, he'd have been crushed.
Right there. She's moving forward, and he had to just barely get out of the way. He barely got... If he hadn't moved, she would have run him over. Watch the tire. See, now the tire is moving forward. You see the tire is moving forward? With the officer directly in front of the car. You can see the spinning. This would have never happened if she had just gotten out of the car, and it would have never happened if she hadn't just tried to block the police in the first place. I see her spinning her wheels forward, right there. You're trying to run over that officer. You are. She doesn't give a fuck. Plus, if you're next to a car like that, you can hear it when it starts accelerating. You know what? You actually bring up a great point. I hadn't even thought about this. But the police officer who was in front of the car heard the wheels accelerating. And yeah, absolutely, he's going to pull out his fucking gun. That's a great point.
They're also pointing out she waved a couple of cars past before the shooting. So does that mean that she didn't then drive towards the ICE agent? No, total non sequitur. They asked her twice to get out of the car. She refused. She puts the car in reverse, puts it in drive, even as the gun is aimed at her. Then drives into the officer, hitting his legs, and then the shot goes off. No, the ICE agent made contact with her vehicle. Right, so he ran into a 2-ton accelerating SUV with his body. Okay, that makes sense. It's reasonable to presume that a driver ignoring your commands to stop is about to floor the gas pedal, turn the wheel into you and run you over. It's no different than the reasonable presumption that the suspect who ignores your commands to keep their hands up and reaches for the gun in their waistband intends to use it against you. I mean, yes, it's obviously a tragedy, but seriously, what else did you expect to happen? Was she just gonna calmly drive away? Did he overreact? Why didn't he just read her mind? I don't know, maybe you could make that argument. I don't think it's going to stand up when the body cam footage comes out, though. What I do know for sure is this. The people who don't get to righteously grandstand about how morally outraged they are about this are the same people who spent months celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk. Have you ever witnessed a more transparently undeserved attempt to claim the moral high ground? You literally uploaded dance videos to TikTok reveling in the cold-blooded murder of a father.
Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck.
Justified his public execution because of his political beliefs. Attacked his grieving widow for months on end afterwards. And now you expect us to take you seriously. To respect your outrage over a woman who was killed because she drove into an ICE agent. No, fuck off, not having it. Maybe if Charlie Kirk had done something incredibly trivial like attempting to murder a law enforcement official instead of the absolute war crime of... checks notes. Engaging in political debates on college campuses. Maybe the left would have condemned his killing instead of dancing on his grave. You've also got to love the sheer unbridled hypocrisy of leftists who, whenever they use a human roadblock as a form of protest, will literally chase down and attempt to beat to a pulp anyone who attempts to drive through their roadblock. No, it's only okay when they do it. People keep asking me why I still look like I'm in my 20s. Alright, that's a bit of a stretch. 30s. Not bad for 43 though, eh? But no, it's not a filter. I'm not selling my soul to stay forever young. It's Tiege Hanley. I know skincare doesn't exactly scream manly, but this isn't some 12-step routine with scented oils and crystals. Tiege keeps it simple, effective, straightforward. I use their level 1 system and it's got everything you actually need. Daily face wash, exfoliating scrub, AM moisturizer with SPF, PM moisturizer to recover overnight. Takes less than 2 minutes a day, that's it. Your skin looks cleaner, smoother, younger, and you don't have to think about it. Tiege has different systems depending on what your skin needs, but if you're just getting started, level 1 is the way to go. Right now they're offering 40% off your first box, plus a free gift. Either a silicone body scrubber or nail kit. Solid quality, nothing over the top, and only available for a limited time. Click the link below to check it out. Because aging gracefully is one thing. Looking like you haven't aged at all, that's better. So thanks to Tiege Hanley for sponsoring this video. Without the video from Minneapolis, we would not know the truth. With the video, the world has just witnessed ICE murder an unarmed American citizen. Get ready for months of leftists just brazenly lying about what happened in the video, while citing the video as proof of their demented narrative.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit.
From the same people who swore until they were blue in the face that Kyle Rittenhouse didn't act in self-defense. When the video clearly shows he did, CNN's already busy trotting out leftist eyewitnesses, one of whom miraculously left out the part where the driver accelerates into the ICE agent.
She was totally peaceful, and then they approached her vehicle aggressively and tried to open her door, and then that's when she got spooked, and she reversed her vehicle to turn her wheels to try to escape, and that's when an ICE agent stepped in front of her vehicle and said, "Stop." And then, I mean, she was already moving, and then point blank shot her through her windshield.
Note how she makes out that the shot happened while the woman was reversing. A total fabrication that went completely unchallenged. Wikipedia, the woman was trying to turn her car round when an ICE agent fired into the vehicle. Just total bollocks. And the headlines are all just, ICE officer fatally shoots woman. Stripped of all context. They're now literally inciting nationwide riots by demanding it be labelled a George Floyd moment.
And Jake, I'll leave you with this. Over and over, we're hearing people chant her name. They're saying, say her name, and you're hearing the crowd chant her name. This is another George Floyd moment here.
Keith Olbermann was furious. This is the Kent state of our time. Because Keith really hates seeing unarmed American women killed. Like Ashley Babbitt, who he said got justice and was in hell. Yeah, women getting shot in the face is bad, unless they're Trump supporters, in which case it's a good thing, and it's okay when we do it. The same people who venerated Luigi Mangione for shooting a man dead from behind are suddenly up in arms about a supposed homicide. If she'd managed to run down and kill that ICE agent, they'd be lionising her. They just constantly, egregiously lie about shit, even when it's right there in your face on videotape. Look at this incident which happened after the shooting. Another horrifying image out of Minneapolis. Look at the terror on this man's face as a federal agent points a gun in his face and threatens his life. Then look at what actually happened. Everything's a total inversion of the truth. Also interesting to analyse why the woman panicked, likely radicalised by hysterical leftist propaganda, that she'd be disappeared off to some black site by the ICE Gestapo, when in reality she'd have just been arrested and released the next day. Leftist rioters will now be emboldened to kick ICE out of Minneapolis for good.
Okay, it looks like they are throwing snowballs as the officers are leaving. So again, I believe it was a state patrol, and we did see some MPD officers who were leaving that scene.
Because God forbid anything happen to the precious illegals and Somali scammers.
Disgraceful SS-style disappearances, violent attacks on US citizens, racial profiling, and unlawful disappearances taking place all over the country.
Otherwise known as, checks notes, enforcing the law. Tim Walz is desperately trying to inflame the situation to distract from his own scandals.
Order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops.
Even though that's completely unconstitutional, the US Constitution Supremacy Clause prohibits use of force by a state for purposes of thwarting or defeating federal law. Having happened literally just a mile down the road, they want this to be another George Floyd.
Another George Floyd moment here.
They want mass rioting, but the victim being white almost certainly means that's not gonna happen. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website, modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.